What's up, YouTube? Dr. Kemp here, Hammond Doc. Today I want to talk about studying and learning to become a technician, a Hammond and Leslie technician. I hear quite often from various individuals when talking about trying to find someone to work on an organ or Leslie. I hear people saying, I can't find anyone in my area that can work on Hammond organs, or there's nobody in our city, no one in our town, or the closest person to us that can work on Hammond organs is 100 miles away or farther. I also hear that it is becoming increasingly more difficult to find qualified technicians to work on Hammond organs and Leslie speakers around the country. I believe that. Some of the people that I know who are experts in this area, all of us are getting older, but there are some people who've been working on organs for many years and who are about ready to retire. There are others that are close to my age. They're middle age, and they're still going strong. But those who are advanced in age are getting to the place where they're no longer able to put in as much time as they used to in working with Hammond organs and Leslie speakers. So there needs to be a younger group, a younger generation of technicians that is able to take up the gauntlet and to continue to save our valuable Hammond organ heritage through the refurbishing, the repair, and the maintenance of Hammond organs and Leslie speaker systems. So if you are out there today and you have an interest in working on Hammond organs and Leslie speakers, I'm speaking to you in this segment. What I'm going to do is I want to share with you some of my thoughts about how you can go about getting some training and education that will help you in your course toward developing the knowledge that you need and the skills that you need to become proficient at working on Hammond organs and Leslie speakers. First of all, let me say that in order to develop competency in this area, like anything else, it requires time, commitment, devotion, dedication, a strong interest in learning, and attention to details, being meticulous, being smart, intelligent. All of those are important factors. But are you willing to train? Are you willing to receive education and to continue to learn? Those are important and vital questions. How do you start? How can you start? If you let's say you're interested, but you haven't started, you want to get started. Well, the first thing that I would suggest that you do is take a course in electronics. Take a course in basic electronics. You need to learn the basics of electronics. And if you're in high school, then take high school electronics. And take as much of that as you possibly can. And then once you graduate from high school, if you go to the Voc Tech, take classes at the Voc Tech, community college, or at the university. Go on and take as much electronics or as many electronic courses as you can. If you're in the military, and it's possible for you to get some electronics training while in the military, do that. Take the military courses that are often offered, depending on your MOS, of course. But get that as much training as you can. Here is a good book. This is a great book on electronics. You need to, of course, read. This was a textbook. This was the textbook that we used in a college course that I took in basic electronics. It's called Essentials of Electronics. And if you're going to do this kind of work, you want to read this book from cover to cover. Okay? So this is very important. Once you've done that, you've taken basic electronics, it's going to be very beneficial for you to connect yourself with someone who is doing what it is that you want to do. One of the ways to become successful in anything in life, in any area of life, is to find someone who's doing what it is that you want to do and who is doing it well, and connect with them and learn from them as much as that is reasonably possible. Now, over the years, I've met some people who were willing to help and who are willing to help and who help me, who continue to help me, people that I can consult with, that I can call, people who are experts that I can contact and ask questions about certain things that I might run into or that I may be working on. And I've learned from these individuals over time and continue to learn from those who I consider my mentors in the field. You need somebody that you can bounce ideas off of and ask questions to, and you also need to know what your limitations are, and when you get to a certain point that well, I don't think I want to tackle that, and you need to know who you can turn to get some help or to take that instrument to, and they can finish the job or complete the job for you or initiate the job and do the job for you. So that's of vital importance as well. But if you can find a technician that you can train with, that would be of great value to you. Likewise, I've met some people who didn't want to help, who did not want to support or assist me in any way. They may have wanted to sell me something that they were selling, but when it came to answering a question that I might have about how to do something, how to fix something, how to repair something, how to test something, how to evaluate something, they didn't have time to do that for me. Or one guy said to me, he says, I don't show anybody anything. So there are people that have that type of spirit. I'm a giver, and I enjoy and love being around other people who give. I don't mind giving, so if I know something, I don't mind sharing. I'm not worried about losing anything because I share knowledge or share information. People still bring me things to fix. They send me amplifiers. I get them. I get amplifiers. I get motors through the mail. I get speaker. I mean, you know, we can get speakers here, and we have a place in the area that I can take a speaker to, a P15, a woofer, P15 LL woofer, or C15 woofer. You can send it to me, and then I can take it to the place that I use and get it taken care of for you, and send it back to you. So I provide a service. So I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about doing these videos, for example, and sharing what I know, and somebody not paying me to do something. The Lord has always made a way for me, and He will continue to do that. So I'm going to continue to give, and I'm going to continue to share. So if you can find somebody who has that type of spirit, then you have a jewel, you have a golden individual. So see if you can find somebody like that who's willing to do that for you. If you can find someone, a person that's working on Hammonds, that's an expert that's willing to take you up under his wings, and he's willing, listen, show devotion, show dedication. You be there on time whenever the person says, I need you here, I want you here at this time. Whatever the person asks you to do, you do that. Okay? Be obedient to that. Show humility, be humble, and carry out the task. And you will grow. You will go. You can be successful. Let me share with you some more literature that could be helpful to you. Now, of course, essential electronics, as I said, you want to learn how to read schematics. Here's a good book. Here's a book called The Beginner's Guide to Reading Schematics. This is a wonderful book to read. It's by, here are the authors here. You can see this. All right. Authors of the book. And you can pick this book up off of the internet. Beginner's Guide to Reading Schematics, and this is in the second edition, published in 1991. You want to get this book, and you want to read it from cover to cover. Another book that I found helpful, and I read this book. This is a good book. It's a great book to have. It's called The Hammond B3 Organ and Leslie 122-147 Easy Improvement and Restoration Tips for Non-Technicians. You want to read this book from cover to cover, because what this gentleman has done, the author of this book has done, you can get this off the internet, is he has taken his many years of experience and put that experience into this amazing book. This is an amazing book. This is the kind of book that technicians don't want you to know about, and certainly they don't want you to have it. Some people have commented, why did this man make this book? They're afraid that they're going to lose customers because of this book. I'm showing it to you. I'm going to show it to you. Here it is. This book is scaring some people because their livelihoods is tied into the Hammond organ Leslie business. But the guys that are good, I mean, they have plenty of customers, and the customers will continue to come to them. So, but it's insecure people that are worried about somebody learning something and then not coming to them because they've learned something. That's a reality that we deal with and live with in this world. But this is a great book for you to read, and you will learn a lot of things about the Hammond organ and Leslie speaker from reading this book. Now, another book that's more sophisticated. It's more complicated than this book. But so you would want to read this one first. Is this book called The Hammond B3 Disassembly and Restoration Manual for non-technicians. It's by this individual. You can find him on the net as well. In fact, there's his website right there. Okay? And this book is a great book for how to, as it says, disassemble your Hammond organ, how to restore your Hammond organ, and bring it up to specifications. It has pictures in it of tools that you need. It's a great book to read. You have to take your time, read it slowly, but it shows you the kinds of things that you would need to know in order to be proficient in working on Hammond organs. This book also has beautiful pictures, colored pictures in it. Shows you the various types of parts that you need to make repairs, to rebuild. This book here is best at teaching you the kinds of things you need to know to rebuild amplifiers, Leslie amplifiers, and crossovers for your Leslie amplification system or a Leslie speaker system. This is the book for that, and it also has some good information in it about dealing with the Hammond organ, but most of what you would find in here is going to deal with the Leslie system, the Leslie speaker. The majority of this book is devoted to the Hammond organ, so you need to read both of those books. Of course, there are a host of videos on YouTube that have been produced over the years. You want to watch every video that's been put out over the past few years dealing with restoration of the Hammond organ, refurbishing, rebuilding of Leslie speakers. I have put out a number of videos dealing with Leslie amplifiers and tubes and testing tubes and so forth, and I've tried to put out information that people might find helpful in helping to maintain or to restore, to upgrade the quality, the sound, the beauty, the magnificence of your Hammond organ system. I hope that you're finding that what I'm sharing with you is being a blessing to you. And if I can be of help to you, leave me a comment on YouTube and I will reply to that comment. Well, I think that that's enough for this session, and since I'm at the end, I'm going to leave you with these words. Peace out.